love cartoons. See, I love cartoons because I love comedy. I love people being able to put a concept together in 3 or 4 frames. And I also can't draw. So I really admire people like Rick Kirkman and Jerry Scott. Yeah, that's right, the baby blues guys. Couldn't afford Jerry, so we got Rick Kirkman. Rick, you were just telling me about growing up in the Valley. You got here for your senior year of high school at Cortez.
Correct, yes.
And then went to art school?
Well, I went to Maricopa Technical College to become an advertising artist.
Because there was more money in that than cartoons.
Well, I thought so at the time, probably. More of a chance of getting a job there than as a cartoonist.
No, but think back. Your eyes are getting heavy. Think back. At any moment, could you ever have envisioned being in 1,200 newspapers and around the world in all those languages?
No, not in my wildest dreams back then.
Did you even know what that meant, or how to get into a newspaper?
No, I didn't. Doing cartoons was something that was really foreign. I drew cartoons. I'd go to the library and check out books, and I would copy cartoons and things like that and draw them on my own. But I had no idea how to actually get in the business.
And imagine, you would probably today be an assistant pharmacist if it hadn't been for that coloring book that you made of the Wallace and Ladmo show.
Yes, that was a career highlight. When I was in college, Ladmo came in and wanted to know if somebody around there could draw a Wallace and Ladmo comic.
Is that true?
Yes, coloring book.
Oh, I had no
And
idea.
I think I was the only one there who actually did any cartooning, so I got the job. And I really don't know if I ever got paid for it, but I did.
Let me tell you, I know the budget. He probably offered you a Ladmo bag and then didn't come through. But you know what? That's 20 years later, and that's one of the reasons why this is an amazing collection. 20 years of baby blues, and the fact that you and Jerry Scott got together and were trying to figure out what to do by way of a premise, by way of some kind of a plot line for some kind of an ongoing comedy strip, and you decided based on your personal experience.
Right. I mean, we used to meet after work a couple of times a week, and we would throw these ideas around and everything, and pretty bad ideas. And it always ended up that the conversation would degenerate into me just complaining about how little sleep I'd been getting and everything, because we had a small child at home who also didn't like to sleep. And so, you know, my wife and I had our first child had colic, and so we were kind of familiar with sleep deprivation. But what we weren't prepared for was the depth of the sleep deprivation with the second one. And so basically all those sessions turned into sort of therapy for me. I would just unload on Jerry, and then eventually, after all these bad ideas started coming out of strips to do, we went, well, wait a minute, here's an idea right here, new parents.
And you've never forgotten your life as a parent deprived of sleep. He just did this one, folks. And by the way, if there are any therapists out there right now, no, he is still holding a grudge. He still hasn't forgotten. How old are the kids now?
They're 26 and 29.
Which one of them still looks like that?
Oh, luckily, neither of them look like that.
When they write home for money and you say, not again, do they still scream and yell like this? By the way, you know when you've really made it, Jerry? When another professional cartoonist creates a cartoon about you, and Drew Aquilina, who does one on this show every single Monday. This is Monday, and this is the one that he did. Right? Now, I'm the lion because I do Leo. You smell funny. Let's play kitty. And congratulations. Not only nominated for Cartoonist of the Year, that's coming up this Saturday?
Yes.
Where?
In Pittsburgh.
And then you've got another nomination for a big award for the book.
Yes, at San Diego Comic-Con.
And the Croix de Guerre, of course, presented by the government of France. All of the awards coming to you. And Jerry Scott, I would give you an award just simply because you're long-distance cartoonist.
Oh,
I don't understand
thanks.
how that works.
Oh.
Can you explain?
Well, speaking of awards, I think Drew deserves an award for that drawing because he really captured the characters really well.
Well, he gets an award by
And a
us
paycheck.
allowing him to do a free cartoon every single Monday on this show. He's one of the best. But enough about Drew. What about you doing your work here, and your partner is somewhere else on the planet?
We started off in the same office down on McKinley and 3rd Avenue for 3 years. And so we got a good working relationship going and everything there. And then I think, I'm not really sure why, Jerry keeps moving farther and farther away from me. But now he's in California. And so we talk a few times a week. We used to fax, now we email, things like that.
But,
so
but do you feed off one another that way?
oh,
though?
sure.
Really?
Sure. Yeah. And, you know, we talk, and through our conversations, a lot of times an idea will come out for a strip idea. And, you know, it just works out fine.
Well, yeah, it's worked out fine. 20 years of Baby Blues, one of the really most successful, not only one of the most successful cartoonists, but one of the most successful teams, one of the most successful families, the family in Baby Blues. And you have presented me with this book.
Yes.
And it was signed by you to a really trashy-looking Captain Super. Aunt Maud has given me permission to give you a
Oh my
copy
gosh.
of Aunt Maud's storybook. And I promise you, you must not. Do you have grandchildren?
No.
Okay, because if you do, you must never allow them to read these dark, dark stories.
I've heard some of those stories.
Aunt Maud signed the book to you, saying, if you had only listened to me, it could have been the Wallace and Kirkmo show. My best
Thank
to you.
you.
My best
Thank
to you
you.
on Saturday. My best to you as you continue to entertain families who have babies who never sleep.
Yes.
Baby Blues. This is Pat McMahon on the Morning Scramble. Sports coming up.